colors, color balance. I repeat that especially for a beginner in image editing, it is important to get used to having the histogram aside so as to train your brain together with your eyes. In this dialog area, you select a specific tonal range: the shadows, the midtones, or the highlights. For every one of these three tonal ranges, you can play with these sliders to adjust color levels. With this Reset Range button, you initialize a specific one, and with this reset, you initialize everything in the dialog from the beginning. So in this image, I judge that the shadows are too reddish, they have too much red. So I select the shadows and I am going to try the first of the three sliders. As said in theory, suppressing a primary color means boosting the complementary one and vice versa. So my option now is to play between the red and the cyan in an attempt to find a good spot. Now, if you experiment with a few of your photos, you will soon realize that you can very easily spoil a promising photograph. It seems to work well in non-continuous tone images, but in continuous tone images it must be used with caution. When affecting a tonal range, some intermediate values lose their pixels, so inconsistencies appear inside the histogram very easily. This low-key image does not have much highlights, so playing with the highlights does not make any important difference. Instead, playing with the shadows, the image is greatly affected. Dragging the cyan red slider to the right makes the shadows even more red without significant problems inside the histogram. The existing red just becomes more intense, but dragging to the left, banding appears, and it is more easily seen if I zoom in. I can see here the image, how it is spoiled. And with this action, significant gaps appear inside the histogram. It is just a typical case of a frequency step problem. The color continuum of the image becomes inconsistent. Intermediate values lose their pixels. This Preserve Luminosity checkbox tries to keep the values of the brightest pixels. This is something that may help or not help with histogram gaps, depending on the structure of the image. Histogram gaps are always important to keep an eye for.